Good morning, everyone. So today is a very exciting, slightly nervous day in some aspects, but today is the day where Mandy will be going in to get induced. So very soon we will be having our baby boy. So we'll be going to the hospital. The induction is until like 3 p.m. I think is when we're supposed to arrive for the actual appointment. But yeah, so it's going to be an exciting time, and I'll show you when we get to the hospital. I think we're going to be going to Winnie Palmer is the hospital we're going to be giving birth at, and then we'll kind of give you little updates as the times go by throughout the days that we might be there, and then leading up to the actual birth itself, and then we'll show you guys Apollo afterwards, after it's all said and done. So join us. So we made it into the hospital. Mandy's in the room right now. We're in our room right now. She's all hooked up, ready to go. They did their little basic file paperwork and stuff like that. Really haven't started the induction process yet, so stay tuned for that. And then I'll give you guys a little bit of a view of our room right now. So looking around right now, this is more or less the room that we have right now. Nothing too. It's a nice little room. You got a nice little chair there, little TV and cabinet for some extra storage space, plugs everywhere, all the information, nice little chair. And actually, the one thing that this bed has that Winnie Palmer does is for the husbands and stuff like that, for when it comes time for nighttime. There's an actual pull-down bed right there, so I can be comfortable and not sleep in a chair that's uncomfortable. But I thought it was a balcony for us, but not so much. It looks like it is a balcony for something, but we have no access to it because they've locked the door. Kind of a gloomy day, but what can you expect from Florida? I think the low high today is 68, then tomorrow it's supposed to be 80 degrees, so fun times. And then Mandy's all hooked up, ready to go in her little dingy gown. They took her blood samples and everything of that nature. How you doing, baby?
Fine.
You doing good? Okay. Yep, she's looking at the menu. Let's see what they got on the menu. What do they got, baby? So it looks like we got grilled choices. We got Beyond plant-based hamburgers, cheeseburgers, sandwiches, fruits, entrees. Ooh, look at them. Short ribs. Ooh, spaghetti and meatballs, meatloaf. And they got some clear liquid and desserts over there. They serve Starbucks. Oh, they got pizza too. Ooh, numbers. And they told us that pretty much when we're ready to order food, we'll just call the number and they'll get us our food. I like the artwork up there. It's pretty nice. Man, well, stay tuned for the next update. Alright, so they just started the process of induction. They basically gave her this little pill that's called misoprostol, which is basically just a pill that it dissolves and softens and attaches itself, dissolves onto the cervix essentially, and will dissolve to cause contractions to start happening. They say the dose lasts about 4 hours, and then another 4 hours they'll check, see it, and then check again and see if she needs a dose, which I think what they're saying is that she probably will. So we might be here a little while, but the process has begun. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Alright, so our dinner is here. Mandy got a cheesecake for dessert, a Sprite. We got some assorted butters here. And then she got for her main meal, she got the chicken parm with a baked potato and a broccoli. That looks really good. I like the little serving tray it comes with. It's really cool. All that melted cheese on there. Looks really nice. And they gave her like a decorative flower, edible flower. Looks like an orchid, actually. And then I got a fruit cup. Nice little fruit cup. It looks like it comes like cantaloupe, grapes, pineapple. Small little fruit cup. And then I also got the beef broth. And then I got an orange sherbet for my dessert, but for some reason they gave me a cheesecake as well. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. And then for my meal, I got the short rib with a baked sweet potato. So it looks really good. So we're going to get this mama some food. And then we'll check back in when it's the next update. So a bit of an update right now. It's about 7:30, going on 7:30 right now. And Mandy seems to be feeling some contractions. Maybe there's some like slight tightening that she's feeling, which could be contractions. Not 100% sure. We look at the monitor and know she's hooked up to measure that kind of stuff. We think that's what it is, because not exactly sure what the TOCO means. I'm assuming that's the contraction monitor itself. And every time she feels like it's a tightening, she feels like a side of pressure or tightening and stuff, that number goes sky high. So that'll be so we assume at this point that she might be getting some contractions. So it seems like the induction is progressing and working. So she might not only be maybe another dose. I mean, we'll see. We're going on 2 hours, maybe going on 3 hours now. So it's about 4 hours every time is when they'll put another dose in. So once the 4 hours over, they'll check her and see where she's at, and we'll see where we're at for that. So we're going on 9:30 now, and but the last update we had after the 4 hours of the misoprostol was that it seemed to work where it was getting contractions, but they were going a little too fast in time framing. So they're trying to maybe slow the process down, but Mandy's still kind of pretty rough or like stiff. So they're trying to slow down the contractions a little bit to let the body try to do its own thing. So she's on a IV right now, IV drip for some fluids, just like a saline solution, but just to kind of hydrate the body and to keep it, hopefully maybe that'll help soften up to where it can go to a more natural route now that she's actually starting to get contractions and stuff. But that's the last update right now. I mean, she said the IV drip's supposed to get about half of that for about the next 20 or 30 minutes. And then from there, we should be waiting for the next update of what will be happening. So one final update for the day. Mandy's finally 1 centimeter dilated. Took a little longer, took a while. She's been in a little bit of pain. She's had a couple 2 doses of the pain medication right now. But she's powering through it. So we're going to try to get some shut-eye before the process begins. Hopefully. So she's in the beginning stages of labor, so that's a plus. But yeah, that's going to do it for day 1 of our labor process. Good afternoon, everyone. So a lot has happened since the previous video. So we got moved down to the delivery room, even though Mandy was only still 1 inch or 1 centimeter dilated. She was just kind of in a really lot of pain, and the pain meds weren't really starting to do anything. So the midwife decided to have her get down to the delivery room. That way she could be put on the walking epidural. But things have progressed. The last time they checked, which was probably like 12 o'clock today, that she was about 5 centimeters, so we're progressing. She's now on the actual full-blown labor epidural, so she's now bedridden for the rest of the time frame here. But she's no longer in any pain really now with the epidural, so that's really good. She still gets a little pressure here and there for the contractions, but nothing what she was originally getting, because it was weird, because when she had the the pill, it kind of really was just contractions were just coming every minute. So she was have a contraction in a minute, and she'd get a break, and then bam, another one would happen. So it was kind of rough for her, but she's still going strong. But stick around for the next update whenever we get it. Hopefully they'll be coming in and doing another check here and there to see where she's at before, to see what kind of progress we've made. So we're in a new room now. Delivery is done. And then here is Apollo. It's Apollo. He's just currently bubbling himself right now. He's got some bubbles in his mouth, but it was a very rough delivery for Mandy, that's for sure. It was a lot of pain, but she did have to get some stitches, but she pulled through. But yeah, so now Apollo is now part of the family. Oh, no pout face. It's okay. Oh, and a big yawn. Big yawn. Really big yawn. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll probably be here for at least another day or two before we're discharged. But yeah, so far it's been a long, busy day for day 2 of actually the delivery. But yeah, so far it was a good day. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 3. I think today was just more or less just a really long day. Like I said, I know I didn't really even start the video till 1 o'clock, and then after that it was just slept most of the day because we're so tired trying to catch up on sleep leading up to the actual events of it. But it was interesting because you went from 5 centimeters dilated at one point, and then within a matter of within like 2 hours you went to like 9.5 centimeters, the little piece that was causing it. So, but you were a champ. You pushed him out and got him out of there real quick. Didn't get a ton of stitches. Yep, but you did it, so. And there he is, our bundle of joy. He's currently just bubbling more, so I might have to take a look and see what's going on there, but. Oh. Good morning, everyone. So today is our 3rd day. Apollo is doing great. He's just been sleeping. Last night wasn't too bad. He only woke up on a few times to get some, the fact that he was hungry, and then we had to change him a few times as well. But it really wasn't that bad of a night. Mandy slept pretty well for most of it too. She got some nice needed rest. And they've gone through the checks and still said that, he's still pretty healthy. I know later tonight we do have like the 24-hour check that they do to make sure he's completely healthy, and then he'll get his first bath. He just got a certificate for that he passed, that he has good hearing, so that's pretty good. We have some lunch coming up fairly soon, and Mandy right now is just doing some skin-to-skin bonding right now with Apollo, so we'll keep you updated on how more of the day goes and progresses, and hopefully, I'm not 100% sure if we will be discharged tomorrow just because of what needed to be done with Mandy, but everyone's healthy and everybody's doing great, so stay tuned for the next update we have. A little bit of an update. So he's still doing just fine. He's just back to some sleeping. We just got done through a whole nursing seminar, essentially, more or less, to just figure out how we can get him to properly latch on. But it seemed to work out. He's doing pretty good, though. But we've now put him in his new little swaddle with his little hat. Man, he's doing pretty good. Nothing new to report. Mama's doing good as well. She's just currently taking care of some documentation, but she's doing good. And everything's going so far so good with little baby Apollo here. Just sleeping away. And there's Mama. How you doing, Mama? Doing good? Okay. Now that you got your Frida ice pack on? Yeah, okay. But yeah, so I think we're just still chugging along. It's like going on 3:30 now, and maybe have some dinner a little later. And we'll check back in with the next update. It's been hot today. It's like 80 degrees outside. I can feel it. I've got the shades down on the windows, but it's still pretty hot in this room. At least next to the windows it is. I'm sweating, even though it's supposed to be 70 degrees in here right now. But yeah. But it's a nice little room. This is the postpartum room. The delivery room didn't really show too much of the delivery room, but, totally different atmosphere. But the postpartum room is very similar to your, I guess the triage room is very similar to the same thing. But a little slightly bigger because, you got to have your little baby in here with you now instead of just 2 of us. So, yeah, it's a nice little room. It's got yourself like a little closet there which had extra pillows, a little desk, little TV up there, which I was actually surprised when we saw this in the treehouse room. This is actually a DVD player that you can, if you bring your own movies or something, you could, play your own movies on the TV. So it's kind of cool. Some little charts here for feeding and diaper goals. Little helpful information, and then of course you have the bathroom, which has a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, this is the room itself with mama and baby in it, and just chilling out. And little Apollo. Yep, my little space. Whoa, what a move! Got startled. Alright, we'll check back in on another update as we get it. Probably will be dinner. It'll probably be the next update. Because I know he's supposed to have his 24-hour checkup, which should be coming up soonish. Judging that he was born at 6:34. So that'll probably be, that's going to be coming up soon. And then after that, they said he'll get his bath as well. His first bath. Fun times coming ahead. Alright, so welcome back. Little small update, really nothing different. They just took him off to go do his 24-hour testing, so definitely we'll check back in with that. And then also he went to go get his first little bath, so that'll be fun. He'll be all nice and clean, but he's had a lot of bowel movements. A lot of wet I had about 3 wet diapers today, and about 6 or 7 dirty diapers, so that's good. But I mean, yeah, pretty much lunch was good. I got the cheeseburger with some, strawberries and then something else I can't even remember anymore, along with like a brownie. Brownie was really good. And then Mandy got just a simple, what'd you get for lunch again?
I got the, what you got the other night? The short rib.
Oh, the short rib, that's right. So she got the short rib with
Mashed
mashed potatoes, which I gave her an additional mashed potatoes and gravy, and then like a black beans, but it was more like a black bean soup.
It was really good.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think after that she had, for drink, she had her first soda since giving birth, caffeinated beverage, which would be a Coke. So that was very nice. She has missed that, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what lunch. I think for dinner, though, I'm having the chicken quesadilla with ginger ale, some white rice, and, what else did I get? Some kind of fruit. And then you got the chicken noodle soup with just an orange, and then a Powerade is what she had. So something kind of light, but I get it. It's been a long day, long 2 days, and from the looks of it, we're looking like we are going to be discharged tomorrow. So they've kind of given you the all clear. So stay tuned for the next update. So good morning, everyone. We are on day 3. Right? This is day 3. This is day 4. Tuesday is today, so day 4. Day 4. Wow, jeez. Day 4. Kind of a rough night. He was a little more active. He was a little more fussy last night. He finally got settled after a few times of feeding and then one good diaper change. He finally went down. Probably about like 6 o'clock in the morning, give or take. And that's when we were really able to get some like sleep, because then he was just out for a good chunk of time. But he's feeding well. I know he's doing what seems to be like that cluster feeding, where he's kind of like just going to town on it for a long period of time. Like I know one of the time he was on there for 27 minutes, and then he went 19, 20, and then I think there was one like where he was on there for about about 30 minutes. So he's feeding really well. We had the pediatrician come in earlier in the morning and check him over and everything, and they say he's really healthy. He's maintaining his weight that he needs to be at, and so that means he's getting all the nutrients that he is and getting fed right. Where they basically gave us the clear to be discharged today. So I think what they told us is by 12 is when the paperwork and everything should be coming our way. They'll probably check on us to see if they'll give us the paperwork for discharge. And then Mandy's got some lunch coming real quick. She's having a short rib meal again. And then from there, we will move on to the process of getting the car seat and getting him loaded up in it and heading on home. So we'll keep you posted on the next update. So we're finally home after multiple hours. We finally are home. We started the discharge process at we thought it was supposed to be noon, but they wound up saying we had to wait for the doctor, more or less, to come out and approve it. So apparently he didn't even have the order yet to do it, so it took a little longer. I think we got out of there about almost 3:30ish, probably. Yeah, we got out of there about 3:30. Got him in his little car seat and everything, and he was pretty good on the way. Cried only a few times, but I think it was because of me stopping most of the time. Traffic out here in Orlando is crazy, but he is home now. We'll be probably just resting, getting ready for a nice restful day for most of it. But there he is with the mama. And Wally is staying dead, apparently. There he is, little Apollo. Come around over to him. Yeah. There he is. There's little Apollo. Now, Dax, on the other hand, kind of sniffed him out. Kind of sniffed him out a little bit and was kind of like, "Oh, this is interesting," and then kind of like hissed at him, but nothing really major. It was just kind of like, and then he just kind of walked away. No, not really aggressive, but that was Buddy's reaction to it, or Dax as he's known. There's Dax. Hi, Dax. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. But he'll get used to it. He just like me. He did the same thing to me when I first met him. He just hissed at me, and then he eventually just was like, "Okay, I guess you're here now." So now Nookers, he didn't really care too much. He was just kind of like, "Okay, cool. It's a dog. There's another person in the house now." But yeah. So we'll probably keep you updates. But I mean, I think that's probably going to do it for our 4th day. Now that he's home, I'll probably do some updates and stuff for tomorrow. As we are now on our own, as they say, as full-blown parents. But I think we did pretty good. We only, got the nurses in there for a few things, just for how to do certain things. But it was all pretty easy after that. But I think we're going to do a good job. I know Mandy's going to do a good job. He did take a nice long feeding before we left. It was almost a 30-minute feed. Actually, no, it was a 30-minute feed at least. Almost a 40-minute feed. So he ate a lot. Yeah, buddy, I know. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. And I think that'll be the end of this whole conglomerate. I think I'll probably just compile all our whole time in the actual hospital into one video. So that'll be doing it for our birthing video of baby Apollo. So get ready for more videos of him and more videos of us taking him to the parks, into the theme parks, and to SeaWorld, and maybe some local events. We'll probably take him to the zoo. I know the Central Florida Zoo, we're pretty close by it, so that'll probably be one of his first things he can maybe go do, and one that maybe Mandy will be able to do, especially because she's still in recovery. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today's birthing video. And with that, remember, tomorrow is just a dream away.